Check out this massive PS5 leak. And don't miss out on this amazing PS5 feature. Get this PS5 bundle now. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to PSReady. This is the weekend news update. We just had a very tough on Xbox Ready, me and Ray Trevino. Now we're about to talk about PlayStation, which, as you know, nothing crazy really going on lately. Honestly, it's been pretty quiet.
At least it's nothing bad. At least
it's,
like,
that's
come
true.
on, man. I always say on my
Jedi Survivor 800p.
Oh yeah,
FSR.
that's pretty bad. But at least the game, like, people seem to like it.
Yeah, the game's awesome. Like the whole Coruscant section at the beginning, I was like openly crying. And then I had a migraine because of the screen tearing, and that made my eyes water for a different reason.
Our boy Cameron Monaghan, he insisted that we take a picture with him.
Yeah,
he was
nice.
really nice.
Oh, I was so happy that he was nice.
But yeah, PlayStation, nothing too crazy, but you know, no news is good news in their case, right?
Yeah. Yay, May the 4th be with you. I got my Boba Fett
I don't know
shirt
why
on.
I did hang loose for May the 4th.
I got my Fennec Shand and Boba Fett shirt, Boba Fett, as I've been calling him in this show.
Boba Fett. He was... Yeah, I saw that quote where he was like, "The Mandalorian ruined my show," or something like that.
I mean, I get it. I agree to some extent. I don't know why they called it the Book of Boba Fett when it's mostly focused on the Mandalorian, but whatever. We're not talking about that. We're just going to talk about real quick the deals for May the 4th. For some reason, this game that's been on sale for $5 multiple times, Jedi Fallen Order, they've decided now is the time to charge full price for it, so it's $40.
Nice.
Don't buy that. It'll go on sale for much cheaper. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, you can get the base edition of the game for $23, and then Star Wars Squadrons, which is like one of EA's most underrated Star Wars games, in my opinion at least, it's $6. So if you really want a cool first-person flight combat game in the Star Wars universe with a really good story, I say that game's worth it. I wish that they kept up with the multiplayer because it was really cool. It's May 4th right now. All the May 4th deals run through the 7th. So by the time you see this video, you've got, I don't know, like 12 hours, 24 hours left to pick up some of these deals. Lego Star Wars is awesome, though. I would check that out in Squadron. Ray, you have a PlayStation 5.
I do.
Have you added the PlayStation Plus collection games to your account?
No, I have not.
Well, you better get on it. The PlayStation Plus collection, for those of you who don't know, it's ending in like a week. So if you just got a PS5 and you have PS Plus, get these games now. They kind of hit it on the PlayStation Store because it's such a good deal. All of these games added to your account and play them indefinitely while you have PlayStation Plus. And even if you stop paying, if you pay again, you'll get these games back. Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War, Infamous Second Son, The Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil 7, Until Dawn, and Uncharted 4. That is like a greatest hits of the PlayStation 4's library, and you can just get those games.
Well, this is great because when I first got my PlayStation 5, they gave you like this insane deal for PS Plus. There was no extra, no premium at the time. This was before they did the restructure. And if you had PS Plus, you had access to the Classics collection,
right?
Which was like how I caught up on a lot of these games on this list. And because I missed out on the PS4 generation, guys. I'm sorry. I've had a PlayStation, every other one except for the 4.
Just skip the best one, huh?
Pretty big generation to miss out on, admittedly. So yeah, I was really grateful for that Classics collection. And then like it went away because it was all PS Plus Extra, Premium, all that stuff. This is pretty much the same list of games, I would say. So yeah, I would highly recommend as well to
you have until
grab
Tuesday, May 9th to get these. And if you don't, you're crazy. So this is how you find it. Apparently they've made it harder to find. You go to the PlayStation Store, you find the all new PlayStation Plus benefits bar, and then scroll all the way to the right past the premium and extra blocks to find the collection under essentials. That is... They're like, please don't add all these games for free to your account. This is awesome. 19 games that you just get for owning a PS5. I remember back when the PS5 came out, people were going on eBay and charging people $20 to log into their PSN on their PlayStation 5 so they could add all these games to their account. And then Sony was like, haha, enjoy your lifetime ban.
Oh,
for both parties involved. So we've come a long way. I understand why they're getting rid of this, just because a lot of these games are on PS Plus Extra, but Sony obviously prefers that because they can just remove those games from your account whenever they want.
Getting hit with a lifetime ban is crazy. Just for trying to help people out. catch up on their gaming culture.
All right, so one of the biggest games this year is definitely Redfall. No, I'm just kidding. No, I said Hi-Fi Rush.
That's a big game.
I think it is the biggest game this year, Hogwarts Legacy. So everyone's kind of wondering. They've said that they're not doing DLC. They clearly just split off the Quidditch mode and made it its own game, which, like, props to them, I guess. They're working on a sequel, it turns out. Right, they're already starting on a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy.
I was pretty shocked to learn this because it's like, I guess I'm just so used to in modern gaming now. It's like we release the game and we're going to support it for like 6 years. And then maybe we'll announce that we're having a sequel to this game or something like that. We're going to milk it dry with DLC. We're going to add all these new costumes and cosmetics in. So I'm pretty, I'm pretty surprised that we saw this about a Hogwarts Legacy 2.
Yeah, so Avalanche Software, not the Avalanche making Contraband, the Avalanche that made Hogwarts Legacy, they have a job listing up on Warner Brothers' website, and it's for an engineer on an unannounced AAA console title. So you could say that maybe they're hiring for a game to make in between Hogwarts Legacy. I highly doubt it since they took so long to make this game. They clearly figured it out right towards the end there. I would guess that this is a Hogwarts Legacy sequel and the development time will most likely be a lot shorter than it was on this game.
You think like what they would fast forward a little bit in the timeline instead of the 1800s, it's like 1920s or something,
right? Like Spider-Man's not leaving New York. He's still in New York. You've got most of New York already mapped out. In Hogwarts, you've got most of Hogwarts already mapped out. I would just expand from there and add a London map or something to it, or like add different locations from the Harry Potter universe to it, and then you could add in the Triwizard Tournament.
What about like another school? Like, what's that school that like all the like
man, these devs are cheap.
Hot girls go to.
They don't want to develop they don't want to develop a whole new school. They don't want to build a whole new castle.
The Triwizard Tournament is interesting. Like, yeah, moments from the Harry Potter canon.
Yeah,
that like it's just in a different time period, I guess.
But yeah, if you want to check it out on PS4, it actually comes out yesterday by the time you're seeing this video. So I'll have it linked down in the description over at Best Buy. And if you use those links, it gives Ray money to buy Raising Cane's.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to say something controversial right now.
The next news story I have for you guys is that if you are still in the market for a PlayStation 5 and you're looking to pick up Final Fantasy 16 next month,
yes,
you should. Well, Ray, you already have a PS5, so this doesn't apply to you.
I wish I could relive the excitement of buying one again, though.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. They have a bundle. That's the news story here. They have a bundle for Final Fantasy 16 with some cool art on the box. I'm pretty jealous though of the Japanese gamers out there. Did you see the custom stuff you can get for Final Fantasy 16 in Japan?
Yes, that's
you can get
crazy,
a sweet set of faceplates, which I have been asking for this for years. I've been saying, Sony, please just sell faceplates that match up with your biggest games here in the United States. And they're like, no. And then if you're in Japan though, you can buy these awesome Final Fantasy 16 ones. And they also, this is releasing here, they have a really cool DualSense controller that's Final Fantasy 16 themed. Unfortunately, just like with God of War and Hogwarts Legacy, this does not come with the console. But this bundle, the reason you might want to pick it up, even though it doesn't have that extra stuff, is that it comes with a download code for the game, but you will save $10 because the PlayStation 5 is $500 and then it's $560 for the bundle, and so the game's going to be $70, so you're saving $10.
Yeah,
not download code, pop that into PSN, download the game, it's in your account forever.
I'm excited for this game. It looks cool. Like, I'm pumped up for this.
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. People are nuts if they're not excited for this. This game looks awesome. The combat looks like crazy.
You get to transform into like a kaiju version of Ifrit and freaking fight other summons.
Final Fantasy 15 was sweet. Final Fantasy 16 looks way better because it wasn't in development hell for 10 years. So yeah, I'm going to get that game. But if you are planning on picking it up and you don't have a PS5 yet, would grab this bundle, and then you're ready to go for Final Fantasy 16 in June. And the last news story I have for you guys this week is that while Xbox is constantly living in fear of their fans thinking that Microsoft is going to abandon the Xbox brand, Sony is going double dipping all in crazy on PlayStation. They're diverting funds from other arms of Sony and saying, this money is going to you, Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst and Shuhei Yoshida. Do with it what you please. We are very happy with the performance of PlayStation. Do more of this.
Damn.
What do you think?
what must it be like for the parent
So
company
it's
to
not
have
all
full
great,
confidence in the gaming industry?
because I think a lot of this money is going to go towards this live service business that they're working on right now. This has been in the news all week where they're like, oh, we're going to have a ton of different diverse live service games, which sounds cool on paper, but like that's not really that good because you can only split. It's like splitting hairs, right? Like live service itself is a genre, and making different live service games does not work the same as making a bunch of different single player games, right? Like you can only put your attention on one live service game at a time unless you're crazy, because you have to spend so much time in these games. So diversifying across different genres, micro genres within the live service genre, I don't know how smart that's going to be, but also
we're making 6 Fortnites.
they're like, some of them are going to be on PC day one, some of them aren't, some of them are going to be on mobile. It's just definitely seems like a throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks scenario, but thankfully it doesn't seem like a lot of the main developers are working on these live service games. This is a lot of the like smaller devs that they've bought recently. I'm assuming that a lot of this extra money will go towards development of that, because as we've seen by so many studios being gutted from the inside, like BioWare, for example, these live service games can have very detrimental effects on developers.
Crystal Dynamics, Avengers, I mean, rip. Like, what happened? What happened?
We've seen this happen multiple times now, where it's a game that was not meant to be a live service that was turned into one, like Avengers, and then we see the reverse that also doesn't work, like with Gotham Knights, where it's just a looter now. Talk about a game with meaningless loot. But yeah, I'd really like Sony to kind of go back to the PS3 days where they're like spending this money on just crazy new IP, right? Like that's how we got Infamous, that's how we got Resistance, that's how we got all these weirdo games that were super cool and fun to play during the PS3 generation. And those have been kind of like funneled down into the stuff that we've seen lately, which is like open world, third person action games with multiple maps, right? Like you get halfway through the game, you go to a second map. It used to be cool. Now it's kind of like
I'm definitely getting burnt out on the open world formula.
Yeah.
And for sure, it's because, from a company standpoint, live service, yeah, let's do that, right? Because, like, we'll make the game and then it'll continue to make us money past that kind of like opening week, selling extravaganza of the digital and physical copies of it. Oh, this game could like make us money well into like the next generation if it is the next Apex Legends, next Fortnite, next whatever you want to insert into it.
Yeah, like GTA. They want GTA Online. They want something like that.
And I want,
which is crazy because they have Destiny now. They own Destiny. I keep forgetting that. It's like you have the live service game. Like it's right there. It's sitting right there. Destiny 2 had one of its lowest rated, most disappointing expansions of its history this year in February. And then it had its biggest player concurrent peak like a month later. It was like sitting at over 100,000 users a day on Steam for months, and it just fell below that, but it might like go right back up because all this Jedi Survivor performance nonsense. So it's like you already have this sign keeps falling. Sorry guys.
It's fine. It's a subscribe to Xbox Ready sign, and this is PS Ready. So
Jim Ryan defeated the sign. But yeah, you have the biggest live service game. Take this money that you're spending on that stuff and spend it on more single player games, and maybe make a first person shooter to compete with Call of Duty, since you're so adamant that you have nothing to compete with it on.
I'd like to see them bring back some old IPs that we haven't seen in a while. Freaking SOCOM was PS exclusive.
Dude, SOCOM
right?
was sweet. Do you remember those ads that were like, in SOCOM on PS2, you could wear the headset and you could command the guys in
I
games.
already know what you.
And there was like the Walmart ad that was like the guys, they were like playing the game. I was like, that's so cool. I bet it doesn't work.
Yeah, or like
I was like, that's deceptive marketing.
Do you think they'll use some of that money to get some bangers on the PSVR 2?
I doubt it, but they could spend some of that money to make a Vita 3 instead of this Q-Lite garbage that they're working on right now.
But are they working on it themselves, or is it like a licensed product?
Seems like they're working on it themselves, which I don't know. Seems like a not smart move. The upside, Sony's investing more money into PlayStation, which is good because they'd be stupid not to. The downside, it looks like a lot of this money will probably go towards live service games that people are kind of sick of.
But if they do it right, then it could catapult them to another level. It could really fill in a place in their catalog that's lacking for them right now. And, Sony is already starting to break away in this kind of console race. You got Phil Spencer over here saying like, yeah, guys, we're never going to catch PlayStation and hardware sales when it comes to consoles sold. Right. So this could catapult them to like another level and set them up for a very long time.
I agree. I hope you all have a great weekend.
Yeah, I do too. Except for people who say